Good morning everyone and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. We are of course live ahead of FPL Game Week 4, nice and early as we always are, as you can probably hear from my little voice. A little bit croaky this morning, but we are back, we are live, and we're going to try and help as many as you... doesn't even make sense. We're going to try and help as many of you as possible in today's stream with your teams, with potentially obviously people on wildcards, people on free hits, people with plenty of transfers stacked, people's teams filled with injuries. We're hopefully going to try and help you get your team sorted. So yeah, good morning to everybody that is here nice and early. Looking in the chat, we've already got some absolute legends already. We've got Andy, one of our channel moderators. He says hit the like button, and he says hi to everyone. So yeah, if you are new, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, as today we could hit 18,000 subscribers on the channel. It's a big ask. It is a big ask. We're about 240 people away from doing it. I've seen streams where we've hit close to those numbers, so it would be great if we could do it today. So of course, if you're already existing subscriber, make sure you're hitting that like button. It just pushes it out to more people. So you never know, today could be the day we could hit 18k live on stream, and it has been a while since we've hit a milestone on a stream. So we'll do something special for it, maybe a dance, maybe a sing song. We'll see. We'll see how close we get to it. Do get your dilemmas in the chat, guys. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. I know a lot of people are going to have very different problems this week. Some people are obviously going to have Ndai. Some people are going to have Sar. Some people are going to have Palmer. Some people are going to have JOAO Pedro. Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield this week, so I honestly know you guys need your questions answering, so like I said, get them in. We're going to be doing team reviews as well. If you do send me a team review, send it me on Twitter. Leave it under the post that's like, yep, this is the deadline stream. That'll help me identify which one it is. Then, sorry, my voice is still waking up a little bit. Then, I would say the best thing to do, to be honest, is... just tell me where you're at in terms of chip strategy, number one, because I think that's quite important to know, and how many transfers and how much money you've got in the bank. That would be really useful advice, because sometimes I do feel like I'm like, well, if you're playing that chip there, then you're playing that chip there, especially this season. So if you do leave your team for review, also just give me a little bit of detail, and I can probably go a lot further than I already do. So yeah, we'll get some team reviews done. Maybe we'll do the first batch about 7:30, 8, 7:30. We'll do 3 lots, all right? I know a lot of people are struggling this week, so let's try and do as many team reviews as we possibly can. Like I said, the questions are flowing in already, so really appreciate that one. Like I said, do hit that like button. I know there's going to be a lot of questions in today's stream, so we'll try and get through as many as we possibly can. Flannel says, sold Sarf and die, but the news he's a doubt. So do I start and die because my bench is full of Forrest and Strand Larson? Maybe I start Elliot Anderson over and die. I would play and die. He's only a doubt. Like, he's not 100% confirmed out. He's just a doubt. So I'd start and die, and I would just have Anderson first sub ready to go. Because I don't think Everton are going to just wheel him out if he's a doubt. I don't think he's going to just come off the bench if there's some doubt around his fitness. So I think just start. Like, start him, have Anderson ready first sub. I've got Sar and JSL. Thinking of doing Sar to Simmons and hold JSL. The thing with Simmons, right, is we don't 100% know he's going to play. I think he will. Like, I think he will. I've seen quite a lot of predictions, like, he is going to play. So... it's just one of those, though, where he is a new player to the Premier League. And it's just kind of one of those where, is he going to be worth the risk? Like, I just personally don't think he is, to be honest. I think, the fixtures are definitely there for Spurs. He's obviously a dead ball specialist. And if you've ever watched the Thomas Frank side, you know that is what they prioritise. But at the same time, I'm going... I've just seen Wirtz come from that same league and absolutely stink up the league for 3 weeks. Would you want another one of those players? That would be my only concern. That would be my only concern. I do think he starts, though. I do think he starts. Is Pedro really out? Let's bring up the Pedro comments. I think it's this one. If it's not, we'll get the right one. It is. So this is the injury updates and the kind of comments we've had from every single manager regarding certain players. So let's start off first with Cole Palmer, because some people still have Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer took a session yesterday, meaning Thursday. He also took part in a session yesterday. There was pictures of him, so he might start, but I don't really see the risk of putting him in for the Brentford game when they've got Bayern Munich midweek. Doesn't really seem like the most logical move from Maresca, so I think probably maybe a bench in for Palmer. Maybe even he doesn't make the squad, and maybe it's the Bayern game he's prioritised for. The question mark around JOAO Pedro, because we are going to get some questions on JOAO Pedro. This is what was said by Maresca. There is a question mark over Caicedo, Pedro, Santos for their game because of their demanding South American international break. Now, Tom, FPL Golden Goal, made a great point. He was basically like, is it Maresca just maybe moaning about the schedule and saying, like, it's a bit unfair, I've got all my players going to South America? It could be something like that, and we could still see JOAO Pedro play. But if you go and open up the schedule for Chelsea for September and October, it's ugly. It is ridiculous. It is genuinely awful. So, there's a lot of games coming up. And if he is worried about JOAO Pedro, with the lap out for 10 to 12 weeks, he realistically makes them their only good striker, you'd say. Their only good number 9. They've obviously got Mark. They've got Tyreek George, who can play in that role as well. So you do just think, I either think one or two things is going to happen. JOAO Pedro plays reduced minutes, which is very possible, comes off around 50, 60. Or does JOAO Pedro not start and maybe see how the game goes for Chelsea? And if he's required, he comes off the bench. That is kind of, I think, where probably Maresca's head's at. Do I start him, play him for 50, 60, get the result wrapped up, then he can play the Bayern game midweek, which is arguably the more difficult and bigger game? Or do I go, yeah, you know what, leave it? So, yeah. It's kind of one of those where I think if I had him, I would still play him. I'd still start him because I still think he's probably going to be some sort of involved in the team. And I think with just his high ownership, if he does start and does score, you're going to kick yourself if you've sold him or you've benched him. Just have a little bit of bench cover. I think it'll be fine. He only played around 30 minutes for Brazil as well on the Tuesday or Wednesday game where he came back late from. So it's not like he's just played a full 90. He played 30 minutes. So again, I probably think he maybe starts. On the Sarr injury, looks like he's probably going to be back for game week 6. And Iliam Ndiaye is a concern with a knock. Moyes is unsure on his availability. Now, a knock could mean various things. We've seen that many times from different managers across the years. Knocks can mean a multiple kind of array of things, can't they, really? A knock could mean he's out for a few days, it's just a bit of swelling, bit of bruising. A knock could also mean it's potentially something more serious. So, yeah, I personally think, again, if I had Ndiaye, I would maybe just start him. I'd, again, just have that little bit of bench cover, to be honest. So, yeah, that's kind of where my head is at with those ones. I think the ones that I probably would look to sell this week is Sarr, unless maybe you're on a game week 6 free hit, and you can obviously navigate his Liverpool fixture when he's back and then get the better fixture in 7. Or probably Cole Palmer as well. I think a lot of people are going to be switching to Erling Haaland come game week 6 for captaincy. And if you do want to obviously not use your free hit, or you've already used it and you want to find a way to get to Haaland, this, of course, might be the route to do it. Because even though Palmer is back in training, I don't think he just dives straight back in with him. I just don't think that is going to be the play. That is the injury update anyway. So obviously that's where we're at. That's what we're obviously going to try and help you guys out with today as much as we possibly can. So like I said, if you've got any dilemmas, let me know, or let me know your potential replacements as well, because we do have some of those for the midfield options as well already lined up. Wood had the longest journey back. Yeah, Woods I don't think will play. I think it was above average posted on Twitter yesterday saying that basically Wood was benched for an early kickoff when they did I think it was a 5 days out from that game. This one's a 4-day out from that game. I just don't think Chris Wood plays. I don't think Chris Wood starts the game. So I would be a little bit concerned if I was reliant on Chris Wood this week. Yeah, I agree. I think he'll probably start. Can you help me? Mateta in for Watkins or Wood or JOAO Pedro? Bring in Haaland game week 6 with a game week 7 free hit. It's really tough to decide. Can you help me? Mateta in for Watkins or Wood or JOAO Pedro? I think probably... I don't really think I would want to sell anybody out of all of those. Like Watkins, I think, like, yeah, he's had a poor start to the season, but if I bring the fixtures up, like, I just don't think you can sell any Villa assets. It is literally a run of Sunderland, Fulham, Burnley. Like, you can't. I guess with your free hitting in 7, you're going to miss one of his best fixtures, but are you going to really sell a player against... He's going to play against the side who's got the worst XG conceded in the season so far. Then he's got Sunderland. Like, I just don't think you want to do it. I don't personally think you want to do it. I know he's been bad, but I just don't think I'd do that. Then you've got... Who else have you got? Wood. I mean, yeah, Chris Wood's next 2 fixtures are great. So as long as you could probably get away with benching him, you're going to be fine. And JOAO Pedro, maybe this is the point we hop off JOAO Pedro, but if he cooks again today, you could be left with egg on your face. So yeah. What do you think about Mateta as captain? I think without Saw and with Sunderland's actually not bad track record so far this season, I think I probably would stay away from it, and I would look at a Liverpool player. If you look at the betting data, then yeah, it's suggesting a heavy Liverpool win. Sunderland's numbers aren't that good as well, so yeah. Tom, is it worth bench boosting Wood, Milenkovic and Williams, Triple Forest? No, Wood's a little bit of a doubt. Milenkovic, I mean, that high line is definitely going to get exposed today, so yeah, probably won't go near that one. Andy's got the right idea as well. Make sure you are smashing that like button. Like I said, we are ridiculously close. Not ridiculously close, but we're close to hitting 18k on the channel. So, of course, if you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button as well if you're already existing subscriber, as it does push it out to more people. But, yeah, if we hit 18k today, we'll do a little special dance for you guys. We're also doing team reviews at 7:30, so get those sent in to me. On Twitter. My Twitter is at FPLTom_. Leave it under the tweet that literally says, this is the team review place. Leave it under here, and we'll get round to doing some of those. Okay? All good stuff. There we go. Am I planning on selling Murillo? Not this week. Not this week. I am going to sell him in game week 7 potentially. Yeah, whenever I decide to wildcard is probably when I will get rid of him. Maybe 7 if we free hit in 6. Like, there's a lot of permutations with my plans at the moment. Tempted to captain Gakpo over Salah. I mean, fair enough. I just think Salah's effective ownership this week is going to be naughty. It is going to be ridiculous. Like, people are free hitting to get Salah in. People are wildcard. A lot of people are wildcarding this week. So a lot of people are, of course, going to be looking at him on that. So I think Salah's definitely going to be plus 100%, maybe even close to 200. Some people might give him the triple captaincy as well. Opinions on taking JOAO Pedro out and Kolo Muani in. I don't think Kolo Muani starts. Frank's comments yesterday said Simmons is a lot closer than Kolo Muani is. So I think Richarlison probably starts. I don't think Kolo starts. I had Tielemans and Watkins, but took Tielemans out for Barnes. Can't risk having 2 Villa the way they've been. I get it. 100%, I get it. Tielemans was one of the players I was looking to sell this week. But in hindsight, I've come up with a plan that I like. And the fixtures are still there. He's still getting 90 minutes. And it's kind of like one of those where maybe he just gets like 2 jam penalties in the next 2 games. And he's just will do enough. He's probably going to play in his more deeper role. So maybe we might see him hit DEFCON as well. And if he does that, I'll be happy. I'll be happy if he hits DEFCON in the next 2 games. That will be enough for me. Hi Tom, do you have any wildcard drafts? I've activated mine since a horrible start. There is one on the channel. There's quite a few actually I've done throughout the week as well. But I can put one together if that is something people would like to see. Let me know in the chat. Would you guys like to see a wildcard draft? I can put one together if we'd like. Opinion on Senesi for Konza. I don't mind that. Senesi's a DEFCON beast. Very much a good option. Who is the best captain? Mateta, Pedro, and Gokras. I don't have Salah or Haaland. Either out transfers. I would probably say either Mateta or Gokras there. Pedro being a little bit of a doubt for the game probably rules him out. Arsenal's projected goals on betting data is looking really good. So maybe Gokras, but it is the early kickoff. So you go up against Gandhi. So yeah, probably Mateta. High best Ruto replacements, Paqueta or Reinders. I think Reinders, with the midfield injury crisis that City are having, could be decent and maybe could play in the 10 this week. Paqueta, I like. I've said it in a few videos. I feel like he's a mini Bruno or a Bruno from Wish. You're basically getting a player that can hit DEFCON, takes penalties, and with this 4-back, they're benching James Ward-Prowse, which means then he's probably going to be taking some set pieces as well. So if James Ward-Prowse is benched, you're getting a player that kind of does like the mini Bruno role where he has some set piece share, has the penalty share, like can score an open play, like, and hit DEFCON. Yeah, not bad. I don't think he's a dumb transfer, purely because of the DEFCON numbers he's hitting. He should have hit in all 3 games. He's only hit in 2 so far. The 3rd game, I think it was added after the kind of point scoring system had closed down. So he has hit DEFCON, technically, in all 3 games. So I'd be happy just to keep him. And I think this is the thing, right? I think a lot more people, and this is why I've delayed my wildcard till probably game week 6 and beyond, is I would really like to get in a position where we see how valuable DEFCON is. Because I think a lot more people might be rocking back 5s, might even be rocking, you know, like full-fledged back 5s as well. Not just like, you know, bench the cheap defender, like play them all. Thank you, man, for replying to us all. Keep it up, mate. Yep, that's the aim of this stream, to try and help as many of you guys out as possible. So do keep your questions coming in. We'll try and, like I said, answer as many questions as we possibly can. Of course, if you are enjoying today's stream, make sure you're liking it, hitting that subscribe button as well, as it is massively appreciated. Will Saliba play? I don't think he will. Not with European football up around the corner. I don't think they're going to risk him. Which 2 out of Barnes, Alanga, Kudus and Semenyo would you pick for this week? I like Semenyo. I think he's the top option out of the lot. Looking at the poll as well in the chat, obviously get your votes in for that one. The best midfielder replacements. A lot of people are loving Semenyo. I thought more people probably would have been on Grealish. But yeah, hype for him's down a little bit. What are your thoughts on taking hits to fix your side? I think if you've got the wild card in the back pocket and you're making drastic changes, like structural changes, just go with that. But I think this is a week where we could see quite a lot of managers take hits, so it might be beneficial to potentially join them, because you're kind of not at too much of a disadvantage anyway, because if they're already taking hits, you don't have to worry about it as much. Best forward for game week 4 other than Mateta, probably Gyökeres in my opinion. Do you pick your defenders based off your quality of fixtures? I'm just thinking Tosin and Lacroix because of the fixtures. This is the thing, right? I think we've maybe got to get away from the fixture mentality and maybe just look at those kind of defenders that are going to hit DEFCON every single week. Like, for example, Tarkowski, right? I don't know when Everton's clean sheets are going to come. You probably would say, more statistically speaking, they're going to come in the better fixtures, right? But it's a kind of a case where he's now gone from hitting 2 every week in those difficult fixtures to potentially a 4 or a 3-pointer. That is just going to creep up over time. Then you factor in if they can hit like 10 to 12 clean sheets this season, he's going to be like right up there for point scoring. He's going to be on like 160, 170 points this season if he continues to hit DEFCON at the rate he's doing. If, of course, Everton actually keep like 10 clean sheets, which I think they will. So you're looking at him going, he's going to score better than like most of the mid-price midfielders. Why would I take him out? He's just an easy player that I could just potentially hold for the season. And my kind of thought process is the same with Bruno. Is we don't ever know when he's going to get penalties. We know that he can hit DEFCON in games which are easy, which are hard. But because he's on those penalties and on those set pieces and can hit DEFCON, he just feels like a player that could just tick along very, very nicely. I think Rob T FPL did a post talking about Bruno playing in his deeper role, and he's averaging like 6 points a game. Like, you add that up over a season, if he hits 6 every single time, he's going to be on like 220 by 38, 218. Is that right? My maths? I don't know. So that is just going to add up. Like, it is just going to add up every single week. So you know, would you scoff at a player who hits 220 points for 9 million? I don't think I would. So yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a change in mentality. Do you want Mark first bench? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about having him as first bench. I am thinking about it. I'm not too confident that Forest are going to keep a clean sheet. So, yeah, I might just put Mark there. Because, to be fair, though, I expect everybody on my team to play. That's the other thing. I don't really expect any wild or crazy benchings. I expect everyone to play in there, to be honest. Lee says, good morning, Tom. I'm torn between Paqueta, Rice and Reinders on a wild card. Any thoughts, please? Paqueta, minutes risk after playing 90 minutes in Bolivia, possibly. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be one, but I think he's that important for the side, and the lack of forward options that West Ham have probably got at the moment does maybe highlight that. I like Reinders for this week, though. I'm not a big fan of Rice. He doesn't hit DEFCON enough for me to justify going there. You're only really going to get him for set-piece share, whereas Reinders, I think, with the midfield injuries. So if you're a little bit unsure about Paqueta playing like decent minutes this week, then maybe go for Reinders. I think he's a decent shout. Long-term, though, Paqueta is also going to be a good shout, like he is. I have Szoboszlai in my starting, but the money to get in Gakpo or Wirtz for Sob, but I have to take a -4. Would you recommend? And would you prefer to keep Gakpo or Wirtz? Would I do a -4 for that? Would I do a -4 for that? I don't think I probably would. Yeah, I don't think I probably would do a -4 for that. You have to believe, if you're going to take a -4 for that either Gakpo or Wirtz are going to go off nuclear. And I would rather have Gakpo than Wirtz if I were to do it. Thoughts on Kudus versus Alanga or Barnes? The thing with Kudus is, right, Spurs have got great fixtures. They've got really, really good fixtures coming up. But I don't know who the main man for Spurs is yet. It could be Xavi Simons. And you're going to kick yourself if you bring in Kudus and he's not the main man. You're like, damn, why didn't I just go Xavi Simons? Why didn't I wait a few weeks? So I think for me personally, I'm not going to invest into the Spurs midfield. I'm going to wait and see. I want to see what impact Xavi Simons have. I want to see what his minutes are like. I want to see if he's taking set pieces away from people like Pedro Porro. Because if he is, then he becomes like literally the GOAT. He becomes like a great pick. And Kudus just becomes irrelevant. So I think, personally, for me, if I'm going to invest into any Spurs players, I want to wait a few more weeks. Morning, Tom. Worth a hit to go from Gui to Mateta and bench Rodgers, or play Rodgers? I think I'd probably play Rodgers. I don't think it's worth the hit. Not in my opinion. What's your thoughts on JOAO Pedro versus Gyökeres versus Mateta? I like Mateta. I like Gyökeres. I like JOAO Pedro. All very good players within their own rights. I would probably say that Gyökeres and Mateta rank a lot higher this week because they've got good fixture. They've also got pen share, which we can't really say JOAO Pedro's got at the moment, given Enzo took the last one. So, yeah, I probably would say Gyökeres and Mateta are a lot higher in my estimations than JOAO Pedro at the moment. Enzo or Rodgers? Man, that is a toughie. I think if Palmer and Pedro are probably not playing, you've got a penalty taker there. So, yeah. Did you see the leaked Newcastle lineup from Raptor? I didn't. Let me go and have a look at that. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you are hitting that like button. We're closing in on 50 likes already. And we're going to be doing a team review in around 15 minutes. So, yeah, get your likes in for that one. Let me have a look at this FPL Raptor tweet. Apparently, this is the Newcastle lineup. Pope, Liver, Burn, Hall, Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton, Alanga, Walter Marder, and Barnes. This is the thing. Walter Marder could be a good pick. Like, Visser has done something to his knee. Knees don't just recover easily. Like, they're quite bad things to knacker up. So, yeah. Knees ain't good. If you do your knee, you're probably out for a few weeks or longer. So yeah, I've got a few players who've done their ACLs. Someone asked me who my favourite Mansfield players were a little bit earlier in the chat as well. I mean, there's one that's in the nick, and I've got his name on the back of a shirt now. I'm joking. Favourite Mansfield players? I mean, Matt Green definitely has to be up there, doesn't he? Like, just cool icon, really. I I really like Tyler Walker. That was like a season I had a season ticket. Went to a lot of away games that year as well. So like that I think it was like 2018, 2019 or 2017, 2018 year was really good. It might have been 2018-19 when we had Tyler Walker. And we had like CJ Hamilton and people like that. That was a good year. I enjoyed that one. -4 for Saw and JLS. I mean, it depends who you're bringing in. It's not JLS, but you know what I mean. We're going to just call him JLS for the rest of the stream now. That's it. It's locked in. He could cook, but like, there's just too many unknowns for me to invest in right now. He could be a very good asset, but at the same time, there's just too many unknowns where I don't think I'd probably go there, in my opinion. A lot of people asking about Xavi Simons. Like I said, I think there's just too many unknowns for me to invest in right now. Because the fixtures are good. Like, there's no getting around it. The fixtures very, very good for Spurs. Like West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds, Villa. That is a good run. A very, very investable run. And Everton in 9. Great. But you've got to factor in they've got Champions League. You've then got to factor in Carabao Cup starts the week after. And you've got to think this is a guy who is going to have to take a little bit of time to adapt to the Premier League. We've seen it with Wirtz. Hasn't hit the ground running. So it's one of those, isn't it, really, where I would just be a little bit sceptical. So I don't think he's going to be worth the punt. Unless you maybe wildcard in like 6. Yeah, Jamie, I'm in 100% the same boat as you, mate. I want to see where Xavi Simons plays, how he plays, if he takes set pieces before I invest. If he's not doing any of those things and doesn't look good, not an investable option at 7. Start Wood or Paqueta, I can't decide. Paqueta, I don't think Wood starts. Start Murillo or Juve. Ooh, I probably would go Juve. Yeah, I probably would go Juve. I don't think Murillo's close to hitting DEFCON in any of his games. I don't think they're going to hit DEFCON now with Ange at the club anyway. So, yeah, I think Juve probably might get a bit of an attacking return, maybe a jammy attacking return out of him. Why not? Who should I replace Ndiaye with, though? Ndiaye's probably like a 1 week thing, right? Ndiaye's probably like a 1 week thing. I've got my favourite midfield replacements here. These are the ones that I would be looking at all different price points. So, Semenyo, definitely investable. The fixtures are there. Bournemouth are a very, very good attacking unit, so you're going to get some decent value out of him. So, I'm all for that as an investment. Enzo, I think, like, on penalties while Palmer's still not in that squad. Set piece share with some corners as well. And if you don't know, Chelsea have appointed a Brentford set piece coach. That is why they're scoring a lot from set pieces, you'll notice. If you want to go for Grealish, the fixtures probably aren't there. Like, you're going to have to bench him in for 5. But I understand it. If you want to go for a player that is in banging form, great. Grealish could be a decent option. If you want to look for that really cheap option, if you're trying to find money maybe for like a Haaland in a few weeks or some other premium options, then Dewsbury Hall could be a great shout. And then finally Paqueta, who you've got as kind of a mini, in my opinion, a mini Bruno Fernandes. He's got basically penalties, set piece share if they don't play James Ward-Prowse, which in this 4-back they don't. Also, his hitting DEFCON has hit a 12. He's only hit it in 1 game, but he's hit a 12 and an 11 pointer, and just has open play threat as well. So, yeah, they're my midfield options. They're the ones that I probably would be looking at if I want to get, of course, out the plethora of midfielders that are out for this week. You know, like people have got Paqueta, not Paqueta. People have got Ndiaye, Palmer, Cunha from last week, Sarr as well. Like, there is a lot of injuries in midfield, so I think a lot of people probably are going to be going for it. Have you considered Kudus? I just don't want to invest in that Spurs midfield right now. I just can't tell you who's going to be the standout pick, and I think if I'm ever unsure on something like that, I don't want to invest in it. That's just kind of where I sit on the on the debate. Like, if there's not a clear and standout obvious option, like, why would I invest in it? You know what I mean? Why would I invest in it? Carl, that is some amazing spelling on Gokeres. Ekatike probably is only going to be a very short-term punt. Slot's comments yesterday saying about like his minutes will be reduced. I get it. So, yeah, I do get it. But I think longer term, I'd want Gyökeres. Like, from 7 anyway, Arsenal's fixtures are great. The betting data is also suggesting that Arsenal should do very well today. So, yeah, I think you've got probably a bit more of a long-term investment mind there. If you're going to wildcard in 6, I think Ekitike is a fine punt for the next few weeks as well. Thank you already, guys, for helping today's stream hit over 50 likes. You guys are legends already. Keep those likes coming in. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Like I said, if we could hit 18k in today's stream, it would be unbelievable. So yeah, do keep going. If you can't spell Gyökeres, I think the easiest way to do it is GYOK, just Gok. I think everybody probably knows who it is. Then Simmons, yeah, we've spoke about Simmons quite a lot. We've had quite a few questions about Xavi Simmons. Just not a player I would personally be looking to invest in right now. The Spurs fixtures are there, but I need to see a little bit more from him first. I need to see him play. I need to see how he plays before I make my mind up on it. Gabriel or Cucurella on a wild card, I would personally go for Gabriel. The Arsenal fixtures on the 11-5 data is looking really, really good. Obviously, their big fixture in game week 7 as well. I think a lot of people are going to be invested into it. So get in early, get some price rises on them as well. Evan Nielsen for Gui. Don't mind that. Bench 1 from Watkins, Palmer, King, and Reinders. I think you have to bench probably King. Like, I'd maybe just start Palmer if he starts. Like, it's just one of those, and just have King ready as first sub. Start Murillo or Ndai. I'd start Ndai. If he doesn't play, you get Murillo off the bench for his 1 or 2 pointer, really. Like, if Ndai starts, great. You maybe there's more upside in that, in my opinion. I'm on a wild card. Who is the best goalkeeper? I'm currently on Vicario. Don't mind Vicario. I think Raya's a pretty decent shout as well. With those Arsenal fixtures coming up. Don't mind that. I'm doing a free hit. Should I pick Barnes or Elanga? Don't know if Elanga is guaranteed to start. Go and look at Raptor Ross's tweet about the predicted lineup and have a look. I can't actually remember off the top of my head who he said. Mateta or Van Dijk on my free hit. I would prefer to have Mateta. I think Van Dijk is probably a little bit of a waste of the Liverpool slot. They might keep a clean sheet, but that's about it. I think it's quite a limited use of your Liverpool players. Like, they could really easily smash Burnley. I'd rather have another Liverpool attacker. Is Kudus a better option than Simmons given his proven ability? I wouldn't even say proven ability though. Like, his underlying numbers are poor, very poor. I'm not keen on Kudus, to be honest. I'm on a wild card. Do I go João Pedro and Gabriel or Gok and Gay? And problem is I already have Munoz and Lacroix. Well, don't go for a different 4.5. Go for Senesi, for example, for 4.6. There's plenty of great Defcon beasts at 4.5 or 4.6. Walter Marder on a free hit, 100%. If I was on a free hit this week, he definitely would be a pick I'd like. The betting data numbers are looking great for Newcastle this week. So yeah. Should I activate my wildcard or free hit? My team is Sells, De Cooper, Doof, Van der Ven, Aina, Esteve, Vert, Ahmad, Reinders, Sarr, Cunha, Wood, Watkins, and Haaland. It's one of those, like, where I don't know how many transfers you've got in hand, so that doesn't help me, but I probably would be maybe more tempted with a wild card there, just reset. There's quite a few injured players. There's a few players that I just think are duds, like Wood, Cunha, Ahmad probably wouldn't make it as picks. And if you're going to wild card, you're going to be wild carding out of Watkins as well. So you're going to make quite a lot of wholesale changes, so maybe the wild card might be the one for you. Already got Senesi. Anderson's not a bad option for Defcon. He's hitting it pretty much most weeks as well. What other cheap defenders have been hitting Defcon? Sillily. Who else is there that's been hitting Defcon? Let me have a look. Let's go over to Fantasy Football Hub and check. See what it's saying on there. Defender 4.5. Let's have a look. Who have we got? So we've got Tosin maybe as a short-term punt. I like Anderson. Cash could be a decent one. Has been hitting DEFCON and has been hitting... he's on set pieces, by the way. So, yeah, there's another one. Vandenberg has been hitting DEFCON a lot. You could go all the way down to a 4. Rodon, if you're thinking about maybe bench boosting 5 or 8, as they play Wolves and Burnley. Goodmanson as well, not a bad option. If you want to trust the Wolves defender, like Agbadu had pretty decent numbers from last year, but probably not. So, yeah, there's probably where my head would be at if I was looking for other cheap defenders. Like I say, guys, I don't know why it was on Scunthorpe then. If you want to get your team rated, come to this tweet right here. Put it in there, and we'll get some team ratings done in about 7 minutes. So, yeah, we'll do the first batch. Get your team sent to this tweet here, and we'll get them all reviewed, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Like that. Just like that. Alright. Enzo, a good pick on the free hit? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Leave money in the bank for Isak. I spoke about Isak last night on a space with Golden, and I just said, I personally, for me, don't feel like Isak is going to be a long-term option. He feels like a bit like... You know when we had Mane back in the day? That's how he feels. That is very much how he feels. He feels like Mane to me. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to go for Van de Ven, yeah, that's not bad. Feel stuck with Senesi in goal. Should I take a hit out now for Raya? Look, goalkeepers are one of those positions where they're not going to be worth the hit. They're very much, in my opinion, limited upside positions. Right? The max you're going to probably get out of a goalkeeper is if they save a penalty, they keep a clean sheet, and they get bonus. How often does that happen? Handful of times for certain goalkeepers. But you look at what a goalkeeper usually gets is 2. Is 3. Like, Sells is one of those goalkeepers as well that does make a lot of saves. So I think you could probably maybe get a 3 or a 4 pointer out of him, even if they lose. I think he'll make quite a few saves. So yeah. Virgil or Gabriel. I mean, Virgil is a short-term one, and you'll then switch to probably Gabriel in 6 if you want to go for Virgil. I get it. I personally would maybe just set the team up, though, a little bit more long-term minded and probably have Gabriel. João Pedro, like, there's no confirmation that he is actually out. He's just a doubt for the game. That is why there is a question mark next to João Pedro out with a question mark. Gakpo or Semenyo, I don't have Verts. I would prefer... Gakpo, probably shorter term, has the bigger upside. So, yeah, probably would go there. Do I think João Pedro starts? I think I'm in 2 mindsets. I think he either starts and plays maybe 60, or he's benched by Maresca and he goes, let's see how this game pans out. Because if they're like 3-0 up, why bring him on? You've got Bayern midweek. Why? Munoz worth a punt in a free hit? Oh, 100%. Munoz -4 taken. So I sold Ran. Yeah, I think that's worth the -4. Verts or Ekatike on the free hit? I mean, Ekatike probably plays like 60, 70. Verts may be similar with Champions League. So I guess it's who do you fancy? I would probably prefer Ekatike. So yeah. Apparently, Saliba is expected to start versus Forest. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I've not seen him in some of the predicted lineups. I don't understand why they'd risk him with Champions League coming up. So, yeah. Should I start Josh King, Reinders, or Brennan Johnson? Brennan Johnson and Reinders. Done. Easy. Yeah, I said Juve, mate. I said Juve already. I would go Van de Ven ahead of Wood on the first sub situation there. That is where my head would be at. That is where my head would be at. Do keep the subscriptions coming in, guys, by the way. Keep hitting that like button on today's stream as well. Make sure you're absolutely smashing it out of the park. Let's see if we can get this stream to 100 likes. It would be immense if we could do that. I think we're currently on, like, let me give it a quick refresh. See what we're on. See what we're on. We are on 68. So, yeah, get those likes in. Get absolutely smashing it. And see if we can get to 100. Let's do as well. Let's update the poll. Let's get another poll going in the chat as well. Let's do... What should we do? Captaincy? You want to do captaincy for this week? I think people know probably where they're going to be at. But let's do it. Best
Cap. Game week 4. Salah. Haaland. Gak. I'm going to put Gyok. Over.
There we go. Right. Keep them likes coming in for the stream, guys. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. And get your votes in for the new poll. Let me know who you're captaining for this game week. And if you're going to go other, let me know who that other is as well. Hey, Tom. I love the videos. They have helped me so much. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That is all we're trying to do here. We're trying to help as many people out as possible. Get you, obviously, top of your mini leagues, winning games. Yeah, all good stuff. Yeah, I think Burnley are definitely going to give one pen away. So probably Salah's going to scoop up some juicy points, isn't he? It's just the way it goes. We're going to do team ratings on Twitter in 1 minute as well. So make sure you're getting your teams sent over to me. Of course, don't worry, though. We are going to do a good batch of these today. So, yeah, don't feel like you've got to just get them in right now. We will do another lot at 8 and 8:30. Do I need to take Ndiaye out or Williams out? Williams' fixtures for the next 2 are decent, so probably keep him. Ndiaye looks like only a knock. So if you can manage for this week, then I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. Someone said captain in Mateta. Interesting. Like, the fixture's not bad, is it? It is Sunderland, but their XGC at the start of the season has been quite good. So yeah. What is my rank right now? It's dead dreadful. But so is everybody's. Like, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like, if you're like, oh, my rank's really bad, like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't think we're going to have a good gist on where rank is till probably game week 19 once everybody's played their first set of chips this season. Because you're going to have people that have spunked every chip and will continue to spunk every chip at the start of this season and be sat like 1k. Or you might have like friends in your mini league that are top of the league right now and you're thinking, damn, how have they got there? You look through the team, they've bench boosted, they've free hitted, they've triple captained someone. So it's all like, okay, well, I've still got my chips in hand. I've still got chips to play as well. And yeah, I just honestly wouldn't deep it too much. A lot of players haven't been scoring points either. I think we're like 27 points worse off to get in the top million this year than we were last year. So it seems like the bar's a lot lower because players just haven't been scoring. Jamie says, I haven't decided who I'm going to captain today. Probably Ekatike or Gakpo. Nice. Right, let's have a look on what do we need to have a look on? We need to change up. Okay, team. Team just disappeared for a second there. Right, let's get some team ratings done on Twitter. Thank you for everybody that has been sending these in. Of course, we'll do another batch at 8 o'clock anyway. So if I don't get through your team or you send it in a little bit later, do not worry. We'll get these done at 8 o'clock anyway. So, yeah, get them sent in. Zen, one of my channel members, he says, hi Tom, hope you're doing well, man. This is my current team. Plan is to Cunha to Simmons. Obviously, we've spoke about Simmons quite a lot already on today's stream. I'm tempted by him, even though I don't have Semenyo. Thoughts? I personally would go for Semenyo. You've already got Kudus and Pedro. Why take that extra risk on it? So, yeah, I think you've answered your own question. Go Semenyo. Go Semenyo. Team review, please. 1 free transfer, 0.8 million in the bank. A lot of problems. I might activate the free hit. Or what do you think about a wild card is justified? I think it's... Oh, there is a lot of problems here. I think you're on wild card territory. I really, really do. Out, doubt, probably doesn't play. Like, it's either a lot of hits. Yeah, I think you could be close to wild card territory. I really, really could. Yeah, you might be on a wild card there. I think there's just too many issues to fix. It is either free hit or wild card. Free hit would put you then back for next week, but you'd still have Saar out. If Ndiaye's injury is more longer term and Strand Larsen's is more longer term as well, you're going to be in the exact same position. So I think I would maybe just wild card. Wild card, and then you can just build some transfers up and play like a mini wild card for fixture swings in like 6 and that. Do I start Wood over and Die? Also selling Nico Williams before the good fixtures for Lacroix. That doesn't seem like the wisest idea. I'd play and Die. I'd put Williams ahead of Wood. I think Wood's probably not going to play today. I would not sell Nico Williams before the good fixtures, though. I don't think that's the wisest move. My team, can you review it? Also took a -4 in for Munoz by selling Rand. We spoke about that one. I think that is worth it. Neto to Salah as your free. Fair enough. And it gives you the best captain for this week. That is fine. I don't mind that. Any ideas, mate? I'm pretty set on free hitting. Enjoying the stream from Australia. Well, thank you very much. I mean, Javi's a punt. You can always have a little bit of a punt on a free hit, can't you, really? We might get early to our Arsenal team news, so we'll find out about Eze, but good. It is good. It's a good team. I like it. I like that as a free hit team, Jack. Decent stuff, mate. Thank you for tuning in. My wildcard draft. Would you rather go Salah plus King over Gakpo and Enzo for the more expensive defence? King starting? Ooh, I think I'd prefer to start Reinders ahead of King. I really would. Yeah, and I'd maybe, like, if João Pedro's a doubt, I'd rather have Reinders first sub. But it's not a bad team. I'm just not a big fan of Kudus. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kudus. I think I've spoken about it quite a lot in today's stream. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. So, triple Spurs with Champions League round the corner? Yeah, probably not. Probably not for me. But the fixtures are there if you want to invest in it. I get it. Munoz, Mateta and Kudus in for Juve, Bruno, Solanke. What am I missing? I have to start Palmer, don't I? Yeah, I'd start Palmer. You get Goodmanson if not. Yeah, decent moves. I think taking Bruno out could be a mistake longer term, though. I think he's just going to be one of those players that is just going to tick along very, very nicely. Free transfers, wildcard, or use all the transfers. I mean, this is the thing. If you were to wildcard, you've already got 3 in the bank, so you get to next week with 4 anyway. So you could wildcard. It depends how many wholesale changes you're going to make to this side. If you're just going to make a couple, then use the transfers. If you're going to make a lot and you want to make a lot, then go for the wildcard. You've got 3 in the bank already. You can just roll them through. You'll have 4 next week, 3 next week. Sorry. So yeah, I probably would. If you're going to make, like I said, if you're going to make wholesale changes, wildcard. If you're going to make few, use your transfers. There's my advice on that one. Right. Thank you for everybody that has sent in their teams. We're going to do some more team reviews in a little bit. We'll do the next batch at 8 o'clock. So get some more teams sent in to me there. We're approaching 100 likes on today's stream as well. So if you do want to help the channel out, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and, of course, the like button as well. We're ridiculously close to hitting 18k on today's stream as well. That'd be great if we could do that. It would be a nice little milestone to hit, I think. Where are we sending the team reviews? If you want to send them to my Twitter, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. Not pinned tweet, under my most recent tweet. And yeah, you'll see it there. Which defence is the best double up on a free hit for game week 4? Palace, Newcastle, Arsenal. I think, I'd be tempted with Newcastle. I think no Strand Larson. I think Wolves are going to be pretty weak. Fair enough, Andy. Fair enough. Each to their own, I guess. Marmouche or Cunha, who to take out first? I mean, if you can get both out, yeah. If Watkins blanks, is he worth keeping? I'm going to keep him. Like, they've got Sunderland after that. For me and my team structure, let's talk through my plans, right? For the next 2 weeks, I am just going to hold my hands. Like, the team is fine for both weeks, right? Let's get over to Fantasy Football Hub. So this is how the team obviously looks for this week. You've seen it. This is the team for next week. If I click optimize, it's put Estev in there. I don't think I'll be playing Estev. Like, that won't be happening, guys. I've done it again. I've clicked optimize, haven't I? Anyway, so this is probably how the team will look for next week. That is completely fine to roll. Salah back as captain. That'll honestly be completely fine to roll. Then we get into game week 6. Now, we'll either have 3 frees on our hands, which we can, of course, do a lot of work with. There's a way to go and get... 2. What do we have? 2? 1 this week, 2 next week. 3 frees. So we'd have a way to get Salah out, Haaland in for Watkins. We could do that very easily with some transfers. We could free hitting 6 to go and get Erling Haaland, or we could wildcard. We've take 2 into the following week, and then yeah, get ourselves a Haaland, get ourselves a reset. So what I'm doing is just giving myself a little bit of time with the players that I've selected. Look, there's a reason I selected Watkins. It was for these good fixtures. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. Mateta plus Anderson or Evanilson plus Reinders. I would prefer Mateta and Anderson. I don't think Rodgers is worth a -4, no. JOAO PEDRO is not confirmed out. He's just a doubt for the game. Do keep the likes coming in, guys, by the way. We're ridiculously close to 100 now on today's stream, which is great to see. What about going triple Liverpool attack with Wirtz, Gakpo and Ekitike and Haaland on a free hit? I don't mind that. I think you've definitely got it covered. Your only problem would be captaincy. Who do you captain? Fair enough. If you want to stick with Rice, I get it. I just think there's probably better midfielders. Munoz on a free hit, yes. Start Nico Williams or take a -4 and buy someone from 7.4. I mean, if I was going to buy anybody, it'd probably be Gabriel. So yeah, why no love for Calafiori or Timber? If they get subs off 65, that locks in a clean sheet. No, it does, but like Champions League is right round the corner. I ain't going anywhere near them. Like genuinely, I'm not going anywhere near like rotation risk players. Arsenal have signed a lot of defenders as well this summer. Like, it's just not worth it. Not worth it. How comes JOAO PEDRO isn't playing late back from international duty? Do I have Bruno on a wild card? Yeah. I like Bruno as an option. I think he's just going to be a player that is just going to tick along very, very nicely. Thank you very much, guys, for 100 likes on today's stream. Massively appreciate that one. Do continue the amazing support that you're showing on today's stream. Just smashing it out of the park. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well if you are new to the channel. We are trying to, of course, hit 18k today, and it would be amazing to do it. Ahmed has sent in a £2 donation. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that one. He says, is Johnson a good pick for Spurs? They have good fixtures. I probably wouldn't. I'd stay clear, in my opinion. Yeah, I probably would stay clear on that one, mate. I think there's probably better options for 7. And like I said, I want to see how things pan out with Xavi Simons before investing into a Spurs player. If Xavi Simons looks really good and taking all the set pieces, then he's probably going to be the pick. Should I go Gok and Van de Ven or JOAO PEDRO, Mateta and Gabriel? Is this on a wild card or a free hit? I can't remember. There's that many questions. Sorry, mate. Start Bruno or use a free transfer to go from Strand Larsen to Mateta and Mateta over Bruno. I think you could probably just get away with starting Bruno. I think he's a pretty steady point player, isn't he? Unless you die into, of course, go and get Mateta within the side anyway. Best wood replacement, I have Palmer, probably Gyökeres, Mateta. They're going to be your options really this week, aren't they, right? Haaland, if you can find the money to go up to him. Do you think you're going to get rid of Tielemans before the game week, or is your team pretty much locked? My team is locked. My team is locked. I'm not making any moves. This is what we're going with. And yeah. Harvey Elliott, I've seen Gianni's very hot on Harvey Elliott. I probably, again, need to give it a little bit more time. But he's going to be a decent option if he continues to play very good minutes. Again, there's European football starting up, so yeah. On a wild card, mate. Right, okay. What was your question? Let me just scroll back through the chat. On a wild card, where's your question? I actually probably prefer JOAO PEDRO, Mateta and Gabriel. I think that's probably a better one, isn't it, really? Transfer outside to Semenyo or Xavi Simons. Obviously, I've given my opinion quite a bit on today's stream about Xavi Simons, but I probably would go for Semenyo. You know his minutes are there. No European football to worry about. Proven Premier League asset as well. I think that for me just seems like the more sensible move. I mean, I've said all this now, and Xavi Simons is going to have the best game of his life. And if that does happen, then I can see a lot of people going in on him. But for me, I think it's just not worth the investment right now. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying if you pick him, you're going to be, you know, an idiot or anything like that. All I'm saying, yeah, I prefer Mateta over JOAO PEDRO as well. Wan-Bissaka or Nico Williams to start? Probably is Wan-Bissaka going to play? Is he going to play? Maybe Nico Williams on that front. Ideas for captain other than Salah? I mean, I think we've got some decent ones in the poll, haven't we? Haaland, if you've got him. Gyökeres, potentially. Mateta. Another Liverpool asset, maybe a Gakpo and Ekitike, potentially. There's some. There's some that you could go for this week. Oh, it depends how the rest of your free hits looking. If you've got like pretty much steady eddies across the board and you've got a little bit of bench cover, maybe have that fun pick of Xavi Simons. But if you're fancying going for Morgan Rogers and you think Villa are going to be better, then go for Rogers. There is Coopering Jr. who's playing like some sort of minutes for Bournemouth. Decent League d'Or record as well, so not a bad option. Tommy says it's 1:43 in Texas. Very nice. Hello from Houston. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing good. He says, I took a -4. Would you have taken a hit or a wild card? Depends what like the -4 hit was. I probably need a little bit more context on the -4 hit and what your team is really looking like to obviously give me a better narrative of it. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Do keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Like I said, it would be amazing if we could hit 18k on today's stream. Obviously, there'll be a little dance or a sing-song if we do it. And it's been a while since we've hit a milestone on a stream. So, yeah, it'd be great to do that. Captain Haaland or Ekitike? I would maybe prefer to Captain Haaland. Start Senesi, Birmingham at home, or Pedro Porro with West Ham. I'd rather start Senesi. I think you mean Brighton, though. Is Kudus an option? I just don't think I would go near any... Like, I've said it like about 8 times. I just don't think I would go near any Spurs players. Any updates on JOAO Pedro? No, unfortunately. We're just working off the comments that Maresca gave us in yesterday's press conference. That's all we've got. But thank you very much for the generous donation, man. I appreciate that. Eze or Simmons as a transfer in. Have Kudus and Porro. So, yeah, probably. But I guess I don't think either is going to be nailed. I think either's probably going to be like a bit up in the air, a bit dicey, a bit shaky, aren't they? So, yeah. Went from Gui and Milenkovic, Lacroix and Mateta. Bench is Anderson, Estevan, injured Sarr. The plan is to bench boost in 5, take Sarr out for someone. Fair enough, mate. If you've got it lined up like that, I don't mind that as a -4 then. I think that's fine. Sell Bowen for Mateta or sell 8 Nuri for Munoz. I prefer the 8 Nuri for Munoz one. I think get rid of your injured before you get rid of like players that are going to play very good minutes. Lacroix and Mateta or Munoz and Waltermada. Ooh, I think the safe and sensible picks are option 1. The risky and fun picks are option 2 in Munoz and Waltermada. Last question on the wildcard, Enzo or Grealish? Enzo. Is Semenyo necessary, a must? I mean, I don't think he's a must, but no European football, guaranteed minutes. I think he's like at over 30% ownership now. Like, he is going to start to creep up. Another donation, thank you very much. Munoz plus Paqueta or Grealish plus Gahey for Livramento plus Sarr. I probably would prefer Munoz and Paqueta. They would be my 2 picks. Again, thank you very much for the generous donations. Yeah, the chat is a little bit crazy this morning, but I'm loving it. Keep the likes coming in. Let's see if we can hit to 150. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. We've hit 17.8k, so thank you very much for that. Like, we need like 195 subscribers to hit 18k today. It's a big ask. It is a big ask, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is this my final team? Yes, this is me locked in. I'm going to roll. I spoke through my transfer plans earlier in the stream, just saying I'm going to roll for the next 2 weeks, get to 6 with 3 in hand, and then we can make decisions. Do we wildcard? Do we use the transfers to get Haaland in, or do we free hit? Did JOAO Pedro have training today? I don't think he'll have training today. He would have had training yesterday. And I'm just going to quickly get it up on my phone, the Chelsea training pictures, because I know for guaranteed, like, Chelsea, like Cole Palmer was pictured. But I don't know if anybody saw, have they got all the pictures? Have they got all the pictures? I'm trying to have a look at the pictures. Is João Pedro starting? I just think he's a bit of a doubt. That's all. I just think he's a bit of a doubt. I'm trying to find if they've got any training pictures on the website. Latest news. Yeah. The last one they've got is 8 hours ago, and it's a video called Gearing Up for Brentford. So I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on there. So I'm still looking at you guys. Accept and close. Right. Trev Chalobah's walked in the building. It's 5 minutes long. Jesus. Right. I'll let you know if I see João Pedro on it. But I've got it open. And, yeah. There is the Brazilian guy who was also on it. Garnacho's there. I'll let you know if João Pedro walks in and starts training. I'll let you know. João Pedro just gave somebody a fist bump. So he is there. He is at the training. It's just whether or not, like, he's training. But, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? So we know he's training. But, again, it's to the extent of, is he going to start because he's knackered? I don't know. Last two questions. 1, João Pedro and Mateta, Gyökeres swap any for Walter Marder. 2, Semenyo or Bruno. I'm on a wild card. I would probably swap João Pedro for maybe Walter Marder. Have that bit of a fun pick. Like, the fixtures for Newcastle as well are pretty decent. Yeah, I probably would. And then I would actually probably prefer Bruno. Like, I just think Bruno's still going to be one of the ones. Yep, someone says João Pedro is in training. I watched the training video. Yeah, we saw him in it. But, again, it's whether or not Maresca wants to... Like, there's no question of his fitness. It's more his fatigue. So, yeah. The mini-league code doesn't work. It should do. That is the mini-league code right above my head right now. It should be working. It should be working. Would you go Isak on a wild card? I would go absolutely nowhere near Isak. Nowhere near it. Wood or João Pedro to start? I'd put João Pedro in. Wood, I think, is even more of a doubt. They've not said anything on it, but yeah. I just think it's probably going to be a bit of one of those. Best Saar replacement, or should I do Munoz in for Nico Williams? I would probably look for a Saar replacement, or either Wood or Mateta, like you've said there. I have 2 Nottingham Forest players. Saar is injured, and have Bruno Fernandes against City, and João Pedro and Mark Gui. Should I go for a free hit? I mean, if you can get around the Saar injury, that's fine. Bruno against City, don't worry. Like, Bruno is just going to continually pick up points this season. He's just going to be one of those players that does that. So, yeah. If you join the mini league, will you start late or would you start with the current points? You should join with your current points, whatever you've got, and then it'll put you in. All right. Gyökeres plus King or Evan Nielsen, Mateta plus Maketa on a free hit. I would maybe go with Gyökeres and King, you know. I mean, none of them are great. Beto minutes risk, Lyle Foster plays, but am I paying 5 million for it? And Kubrick Jr., I mean, you guaranteed a 1-pointer, but he is 4.5 million, so yeah, there we go. Should I start Dango versus Chelsea or Dewsbury Hall? I'd start Dewsbury Hall. The reason is late back from international duty and fatigue. That's all it is. That's all it is. It is late back from international duty and potential fatigue. It's just with the if you literally go on FOTMob, load up the Chelsea fixtures for till the next international break, there is a lot. And you're looking at games where he could rest João Pedro. They've got like Lincoln in the Carabao, that's a rest. Then you're looking at every other one and going, Brentford probably looks like the next restable fixture, really. Just does. Hello, Ekatike or Mateta for the game week 4 and game week 5. Mateta. Bench 1 out of Porro. Caicedo probably, like, it's just a 4-pointer, isn't it? Start Nico Williams or take out Saar for a -4 and buy a different midfielder. Probably just start Nico Williams. What could be some replacements for Pedro or just bench him? I'd just leave him in the starting lineup. Like, he could still realistically play. Like, he very easily could still play. So I personally would just start him. Yeah, I'd just start him. I wouldn't worry about... I wouldn't deep it too much. Wouldn't deep it too much. Yeah, Wood not be a bit too much. Wood is a doubt. Yeah, I personally, from my nothing's been said, but he will be a doubt. The last time Forest played an early kickoff and he came back from international duty, it was 5 days out from the game where he played, benched. Now it's 4 days. I just think that's a benching. I do just think it's a benching. Obviously, it's my personal thoughts on that one. We've not had any confirmed comments, but yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? Rogers to Semenyo or Wood to Mateta? I prefer the Wood to Mateta one. I think Semenyo is not a player I want. Yeah, I think Watermarder starts as well. I genuinely do. Yeah, I think Watermarder, I agree with you. Watermarder starts. I do agree indeed. Looking like Salah is probably going to be the best captain for game week 4. Looking at the poll, 68% of you are going for that. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. We're going to do team ratings in 5 minutes. If you want to get your team rated by me, head over to my Twitter, drop me a follow, and leave it under one of my most recent tweets. Any FOMO from Palace defenders? I mean, there's always FOMO with Munoz kicking about, isn't there, really? He's just one of those players that can hit those big, big numbers, can't he? He really can. Have Aina, Saar, and Durgu. What should be my transfers? I mean, that might require a wild card, 3 absolute duddies there for you. So, yeah, that might potentially require a wild card, I think. Xavi Simons, yeah, I get it. I just personally am not seeing the hype on Xavi Simons. I'm not seeing the hype. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying into it. Not for me anyway. It's not an option. Yeah, I really like Enzo. I think if Palmer's probably not going to play the next one, so yeah, definitely penalties. He's got that appeal as well. It hurts that I go Lacroix over Munoz. Yeah, Munoz just looks great, doesn't he? Lacroix, though, will be a good pick. He's going to be a very steady Eddie, and somebody that if I wasn't a wild card or looking for a defensive transfer this week would be very high up. Isn't Dye starting? He's a doubt with a knock for the game, but again, could very easily start. It's only a knock. Maybe it's just a little bit of bruising or a bit of swelling that could go down before kickoff. So, yeah. Can you do a poll to see how many people are triple captaining Mo Salah? Yeah, we can do a poll. We'll do a poll. We'll do just a general chip poll. What chips are you playing this week? Start poll. What chips are you playing in game week 4? TC, need to put space there. TC, wildcard, free hit, no. Right, get your votes in for that one. Let me know what chips you're thinking about playing this week, or if you're playing none, pick none. I think a lot of people, with the injury news we've had over probably the past 48 hours, probably going to be on wildcard. Probably wildcard might win this one, potentially. Non's getting a decent amount of votes, though. Non is getting a decent amount of votes. Wildcard on 31% as well. Only 2% for triple captaincy, so probably not a lot of people are going for Salah. I know this was one of the weeks that people identified early doors that Salah could be a great TC option. So maybe, if you think Salah is going to do well this week, maybe there's scope. Maybe there is actually an advantage to playing the triple cap. Genuinely, if you genuinely think that Salah is going to be the best captain and absolutely smash it this week, looking at that poll, I honestly believe there might be huge upside in triple captaincy this week for Salah. Just saying. If you fancy it, you fancy it. If you want to go for it, I get it. Best Saar replacements, probably going to be Semenyo, Paqueta, Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and if you want to look at a Spurs midfielder, they're there. Still deciding, but leaning towards the wild card. Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably going to wild card this week. 26% of you already in the chat on a wild card. 17% on a free hit as well. 6% that triple captaincy is going up, but most of you not playing any chips this week. Pickford or Verbergen. I played Pickford this week. Got JOAO, Pedro, Barnes, and Dye, and Strand Larson. Free hit or take a -4. I can't remember the UCL code. If you go to the video, it's there somewhere. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I can't remember it. I think maybe the -4 might be the better approach for that one. But I wouldn't take Pedro out in that -4. It'd probably be more Strand Larson that I'd probably want to get rid of. Yeah, I mean, likely the record and probably just his poor form at the start of this season has put people off, right? That's why people aren't probably looking at Mo Salah as a triple captaincy option, is poor form at the start of this campaign. That is probably one of the main reasons. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. We're approaching 150 likes on today's stream, so if you are enjoying it, make sure you are hitting that like button. Make sure as well, if you're new around here, you're hitting the subscribe button. Let's see if we could hit 18k today. We're cruising up. We're cruising up. We need 180 people to hit that subscribe button. So it's possible. It's going to take a lot of work for the next few hours, but we'll hope. We'll hope. All right. Wildcard in 6. King over Murillo. Yeah, probably. Yeah, come on. We can smash that like. We can smash those likes. Wait, have we hit 150 already? Have we hit 150? If we've hit 150, you guys are legends already. I need to refresh my stream. Nah, 141. Come on. Let's get 150. Yeah, team ratings will be in 1 minute as well. So make sure you're getting your teams sent over to me on Twitter. We'll get some of those done. Captain Ekatike, if you fancy it, go for it. I think a lot of people, though, are just going to be going with Salah this week. And he is one of those players that would, of course, scare me a little bit. If you want to help the channel out even further as well, make sure you are joining for channel membership. It costs 99p. You get priority in the chat. You get access to early videos as well and stuff like that. And it is 99p, so yeah, that's it. Nice and simple. Right, we have got to do some team reviews. We've got some team reviews. Let's head over. Let's start doing some. Let's see what we've got. Loads have been sent in this time. Good stuff, guys. Great stuff. Right, where were we up to? That was the last one we did, so let's do this one. Thoughts, like I said, if you do send your team over, let me know your chip strategy, let me know your transfer plans and stuff like that. It does help me decide what we're going to do. We've hit 150 likes, by the way, guys, so love that, appreciate that. Wildcard is active. Probably for me, I don't think I'd go with Richarlison on a wildcard. Too doubtful. Noddy Madueke? Yeah, I personally don't like Noddy Madueke. I've got like a personal hatred towards him. But yeah, I don't think Richarlison's a pick, and I probably won't go Madueke. But other than that, decent wildcard. Wildcard or a couple of hits to fix. I think you could realistically wildcard with this. Yeah, I probably would wildcard my way out of that. Why is it jolting me right up to the top? There we go. Wildcard team, thoughts, am I selling Salah and Foster for game week 7 and Saka and Gyökeres? I like the double up of Haaland and Salah till 7. Fair enough. Fair enough. Triple Spurs. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling this midfield spot. I'm not feeling it. Maybe some people are, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it for me. And Buemo's an interesting option as well. I just think the midfield looks a bit light. Like, I know you've got Haaland and Salah, but no Semenyo in there, who's very high owned and no European football to worry about. Yeah, I'm not feeling that as a midfield for me personally. 1 free transfer, 0.7 in the bank. What would you do? I think you could roll. I realistically think you could roll that. Yeah, I think that's a decent team for this week. Roll it. Roll it, take 2 into next week. Thoughts on this wildcard team? I have 1.8 million in the bank to move Ekatike to Isak when the mins start. I don't know if the mins are ever going to really be 100% secure and he's going to be that good an option, personally. And Doi isn't even seeing 60 to get him out, in my opinion. I think if you wildcard and you just go without any Forest players, I think there's probably better midfielders to select from. You could drop that down to like a Dewsbury Hall and then upgrade probably... like the midfield a little bit more. Like you wouldn't have to have Enzo Lafay then. So yeah, that's probably where my head would be at with that one. FPL Josh, wildcard thoughts. I like Waldemada. I think he could be good. Double Spurs midfield does feel a bit overkill, but the fixtures are there if you want to go for it. I just think for me, I'm not convinced and I'm not sold on it yet. Isak as well, no go for me. Here's my wildcard draft. Harvey Elliott is a cheap option, not bad. I might as well. You might as well just chuck JOAO Pedro in and bench Harvey Elliott. Like it's one of those, but not bad. Not bad wildcard. I don't mind that. Yep. Thoughts on this? Should I play Wood? No. I think he's probably a little bit of a doubt to play himself anyway. But other than that, I think you're pretty much decent for this week. Probably take the vice captaincy away from JOAO Pedro as well. Put it on somebody else like a Gakpo. Decent team. I wouldn't do anything. I'd just roll this week. Take another transfer into next week. Team review. Confused about starting Spurs assets. Nah, they've got a good fixture. Like, I'd probably play... I think I'd probably play Porro. And I probably would play maybe Kudus ahead of Reinders. Like, it is a good fixture. It is a good fixture. John has sent his team, but I can't see it. Please review my full team. Content is amazing. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Raya Konza or... I mean, Konza's got an alright fixture for this week, so it's not too bad. And yeah, you could probably realistically roll this. Yeah, you could probably roll that. You just have to hope that Ndai or JOAO Pedro play, and then if not, you got Murillo off the bench. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. Thoughts on this? Play Wood. We did that one already. Hello, Tommy. Hello from Houston. Went for Milenkovic and Gui, Lacroix and Mateta. Bench boost in 5. Yep. I think we said again, that's fine. We reviewed it earlier in the chat. I probably would move the vice, though, to somebody else. That would be how I'd probably look at it. My 2 true transfers were Williams and Cunha to Munoz and Semenyo. 3 hit 6 is the plan. Nice. Nice. Free hit played this week. If I'm on a free hit, I don't think I start King, you know. I don't think I start King. I think I'd rather have like a cheap... I think I'd rather have Anderson from Fulham, the defender. He'll hit Defcon. If they keep a clean sheet, that's a guaranteed 8-pointer. So yeah, I think I'd rather have Anderson. My uncle's team, please review it. Good. I don't think there's probably... I don't think there's any changes I'd make there. That's fine. Took a -4. Anderson and Mateta out for Juve and Guu. Fair enough. Fair enough. On a wildcard, any changes or recommendations? No. Good wildcard. I like it. Plan on buying Semenyo and Paqueta for Sarr and McGinn. Marmouche with 2 free transfers. Any ideas? Yeah, I think they're pretty decent ideas you've got. Refreshes the midfield. Don't mind that as 2 options. Don't mind those as 2 options. The final one then, we'll obviously do another batch before we finish up about 8:30. I mean, it's so blurry and so... Yep, fine to play that this week. No issues, just go with that. Salah not captain though is interesting. It is an interesting option if you wanted to go down that route. But yeah, do keep the questions coming in, guys. Let us know any thoughts you've got, any dilemmas heading into game week 1. Make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button as well. See if we can get today's stream to 200 likes. It would be immense if we could do that. Oh. As you can tell, I'm running out of tissue. I've just got a little bit of a drippy nose today. Just a drippy nose. Well, there we go. Have Porro on the bench, starting with Munoz, Cucurella, Senesi. Yeah, I think I probably would leave it as is. It's just one of those, isn't it? Like, the defense is pretty good anyway. Am I doing any transfers? Nope. This is going to be my team for game week 4. We're rolling for the next 2 weeks, and then we're reassessing what we need to realistically do. Do we need to wildcard? Do we need free hit? Or do we need to use our free transfers to get us out of a pickle? That is going to be the plan for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, pretty boring, pretty boring, but like it's kind of what's required, I think, for the next few weeks. See the landscape, see how rotation works with European football, see the impact of DEFCON, because I do think we could end up playing like back fours, back fives every week. It could just be one of those. I have a terrible start to the season and trying to catch up. Would you captain Haaland or Salah? I have both in my team. I captain Salah. Like, don't worry about your rank this early in the season. Like, genuinely, do not worry about where you are, because you can very easily turn it around. I was 5.8 million by game week 8 last season. I got 8k finish. Yeah, it's one of those. Haven't seen the coin today. The coin is here, ladies and gentlemen. The holy coin is here if you want to have a go on it. Let's do a flip. TC Salah this week or Haaland in game week 6? Great question. Salah is going to be tails. Haaland is going to be heads, my friend, okay? It's tails, which I think Salah this week, right? Best of luck. A lot of people aren't going for that one, so could be very good. Any fresh injury news? We're probably not going to get anything this morning. We're just working what was said in the press conferences yesterday. Best Arsenal defender for a free hit, or should I wait for team news? I just go Gabriel. He is the best one. Do keep the questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in. Obviously, try and help us hit 18,000 subscribers as well. If we could do that, it would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Evan Nielsen for Strand Larson and Simmons for Sarr. Yeah, not bad options. They don't infuse me though. They're not making me feel like incredible. But they're not bad. They're not bad options. Not bad options. Yeah, I like Chalobah. I think he's very good. Very good player. And just consistently hitting like decent scores as well. So yeah. Not a bad player at all. Do you do challenge as well? No, I honestly don't have time to do challenge. Like, I've got that many like fantasy games going off, running a channel. Like, yeah, I just don't have time for it. Just sent my team. Yep, we'll do another batch at past. We'll get the final batch done at past. So if I did not get round to your team, or you didn't have a chance to send me a team in, we're doing another batch of reviews at 8:30. Okay. Bench Wood or JOAO Pedro? Bench Wood. Yeah, Chalobah will start. Chalobah will start. Yeah. Chalobah will start. Alright? Chalobah, I think, for me personally, will start. While we have a little 5 minutes, we haven't done this week's game, and it is, of course, the guess the player game. Of course, if you want to get your votes in for who these two players are, it would be great. So yeah, get your votes in for these two players. Who are they? Let me know. Of course, as you can see all their Wikipedia history. I'm interested to see if you guys know who either of these two players are. So yeah, get your votes in for that one. Keep the likes coming in and keep those subscriptions coming in as well. Massively appreciated. Yeah, I think that is kind of the thought process I'm in as well. Is maybe do I go for that free hit, or maybe do I just kind of do the transfers instead? FPL Freddy has hit the bottom one. That is Leighton Baines on the bottom one. Yeah, Leighton Baines is the bottom one for people wondering. I just want someone to get that top one. If someone gets the top one, we're laughing, we're giggling. But yeah. There we go. Freddy's done them all. Freddy has just done them all. He's done the game. Kenwyne Jones and Leighton Baines. Well done, Freddy. There we go. Well done, mate. Freddie has completed the game. He's just done it. He's completed the game. We're through. Done. Start JOAO Pedro today? Yeah, I'd start JOAO Pedro still. Like, if I've got him, I'm still going to start him. He's, like, above 60, what, 2% owned? Like, you might as well just start him. You genuinely might. Free hitting goalkeeper Sanchez. Yeah, decent. Decent. I probably would go Gabriel Mateta. I probably would go that way. I got 2.9 in the bank. Should I replace Wood, Esteve, or Josh King? I mean, if you want to upgrade Esteve to like a playing, a good, decent playing defender, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, Freddie absolutely cleaned up on the game there, didn't he? He absolutely cleaned up on the game. Ridiculous stuff from Freddie. Ridiculous stuff from Freddie from that one. I'm just checking in on Golden. He's at 17k. Nice work from him. Excellent stuff. Well done on 17k. Allison or Raya, what's the better option for longer term? Probably Raya, I would say. Munoz and Mateta, the only ones I want, but don't have them at the moment. Yeah, I'd love to have Munoz this week. He is a player I do have quite a bit of FOMO from. He is a player that I'm like, I'd really like to have him for this week, but I just don't. So I do get it. Like, I do have quite a lot of FOMO for him. We're at 177 likes, by the way, guys. If we could get to 200 today, that would be great to see. Do keep the questions coming in as well. Let me know any poll suggestions as well. If you'd like an updated poll, we can get one of those done. Looking like most people aren't playing a chip in game week 4. 32% of you on a wild card, 12% on the free hit, and triple captain just the 3%. So yeah, let me know what you'd like to see next for the poll, and we'll get another poll going very shortly. Paqueta or Dango, please? I would probably go Paqueta. Kudus or Xavi? I mean, Kudus, you know what you're getting. It's assists. Xavi could be amazing. He could be a flop. So, yeah. Take out Marmoush or Cunha as a first. I probably would go Marmoush out first. Yeah. Start Senesi or Porro. Ooh. I think if Xavi Simons is playing, Porro's set piece share goes down, so probably Senesi. I'm thinking of playing a chip in the later game weeks. Or better, game week 8. I mean, I don't think there's any kind of... with single game weeks, right? There is going to be so much, like, swing and so much variance because it is a single game week. It's going to be wild. Like, there's no way of saying this week is better to play a chip than this week. Because what you could realistically get is, for example, someone could play the free hit this week, go triple Liverpool, and say, for example, Gakpo gets a hat-trick, right? You free hitting 6, bring in Haaland, give him the armband, he blanks. Now, on paper, the Haaland one looks like the more sensible move, but it's just one of those where, yeah, there's so many swings to it where it could just be like, no. Coin flip for Simmons or Semenyo. Who to get in? Holy coin time. All right, man, we can do this. Simmons is tails. Heads is going to be for Semenyo, okay? It is tails, which I think was Simmons, right? I'm on a free hit. Who should I take, JOAO Pedro or Mateta? I take Mateta. With there being doubts around JOAO Pedro, I think you do just go with Mateta. Virgil or Munoz for game week 4? I probably would. I'd like the upside pick of Munoz. I think he could do very well today. Pedro or Ekatike? I think Ekatike is only a short-term punt. Bear that in mind. But if you're on a free hit, then yeah, I get it. You could go for it. Like I said, guys, if you've got any suggestions for the poll, I am open to doing another one. If you want to get some more votes in for the poll, we can have a look at some of those. Chalobah or Tosin, and do I bench Senesi? I would rather play Chalobah, and would I bench Senesi for any of them? Probably not. Start Anderson or Wood. I'd go Anderson. Start one of Cucurella, Porro, or Josh King. Probably whoever's got the better clean sheet odds, which I think is Chelsea, so probably Cucurella. Gahey plus Anderson or Lacroix plus King. Appreciate the content. I probably would go Lacroix plus King. Yeah. Pedro or Ekitike already have Salah and Gakpo. Then probably... I don't know if you're on a free hit, by the way. I'm guessing you are. I think I'd probably go for that triple Liverpool attack if I'm on the free hit. Bench Wood or KDH. I bent Chris Wood. I played Dewsbury Hall. Looking very good. Minutes are looking decent. Set piece share. Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot to work with. Poll idea, who will be better by the end of the season, Salah or Haaland? Alright, I like that as an option. Decent shout, mate. Decent shout. Let's get a new poll going. Who will score more FPL points? Salah, Haaland. There you go. There is a new poll for that one then. Who is going to score more FPL points this season? Mohamed Salah or Erling Haaland? Get your votes in for that one. Very interested to see. I'd still start and die if he doesn't... I think he's one of those where he either plays or he just doesn't play at all. So, yeah. Haaland probably because of AFCON, you would assume. But injuries... it's one of those, isn't it? You would assume Haaland, but you never know. Let me know which way you're swinging on that one. Looking quite close, to be honest. Had to do a -8 this game week. Got Gakpo, Mateta, and JOAO Pedro. I mean, then if JOAO Pedro doesn't play, was that -8 worth it? I don't know. I think maybe a -8, probably a little bit too extreme. Probably would have looked at the wild card. Who do you think this wild card... Raya, Senesi, Van der Ven, Salah, Mateta, Haaland, Reinders. Yeah, decent. Looks good, mate. What do you think? Should I play a 4-3-3 with Porro and Senesi having Reinders out? You could do. I do think Reinders could have a good game and could be in the 10. Yeah. 4 on Dango Ouattara. I mean, you've missed his best fixture, so probably not investable right now. That's kind of how I see him. Do keep the likes coming in, by the way. We're genuinely ridiculously close to hitting 200 likes on today's stream, which would be pretty immense. This week, Salah will score more points in my opinion, but Haaland now is Salah's too expensive. I mean, Salah could literally change everybody's perceptions with just this 1 week, right? He could literally just smash it out the park. KDH and Munoz or Reinders and Lacroix on a free hit. I would go Reinders and Lacroix. I might look at predicted lineups. I think the chat is just quite active at the moment, so I'd rather us just get through the comments and try and help as many people out as best we can. Again, very, very close on the poll. Haaland and Salah like neck and neck, by the way. Over 200 likes on today's stream. By the way, thank you very much for this, guys. You've absolutely smashed it this morning. You've been legends. It's worth getting up at 6:30 when you do stuff like this. Yeah, it does make it worth it. So let's see if we can hit, keep the likes coming in. See if we can hit 250. If we hit like 250, I don't know. What would you like to see if we hit 250 likes? We can do anything. If we hit 18k, we're going to have a dance and a sing song. It's been a while since we've hit a big kind of like subscriber milestone on a stream. So yeah. Who are my favourite Crystal Palace defenders? Lacroix, Munoz, Richards, Gahey in that order. Purely based on defcon and attacking potential. So yeah, there we go. Vicario or Sanchez on the wild card. I think if you can find at 0.5, go Raya. I genuinely do, but if I was to pick, probably Vicario. Grealish against Villa on the free hit. Could be returns against his old club. I could see it happening. I've got Palmer in my starting lineup. Anderson is my first sub, hoping Palmer plays. Yep, I think that's fair. Pino, I haven't seen any news regarding his overall fitness. Best Saar replacement for 7.2 million. Can't go and get Semenyo, so probably either, in my opinion, Kieran Dewsbury Hall or maybe Biketa. Probably in my top picks for that price point. What team do I support? I support Mansfield Town, who play in League One. So yeah, they're my team. By the way, we've got over 400 people in today's stream. Wow. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Like, the support on the channel has been immense. So if you're enjoying it, like, get those likes in, keep the questions coming in, and keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Wait, mate, just curious, last season, did you get a prize from FPL finishing in 8K? No. You have to finish like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get a prize. You get niche. You get niche. I'm scared. I've got no Salah, but I have Haaland. Just can't find the best team to fit Salah in. Any advice? I mean, if you're going to, like, you've decided to make that choice. One of my friends asked me this last night. He was like, I'm scared about Salah. And I was like, you made the conscious decision to go without Salah at the start of the season. There's a reason for it. And you've been justified so far. So either you stick to your principles or you free hit and bring in Salah and give him the captain because you think he's going to do well this week. That is kind of where my head is at. Game week 6 free hit. Yep. Probably more than likely will be the strategy I've got at the moment. Best Saar replacements, in my opinion, are going to be Semenyo, Paqueta, Dewsbury Hall. They're my favourites. If Ndai was fit and available, he would have definitely been in there as well. Elliott, I don't think Harvey Elliott is going to be there for me right now. I'd want to see him play and see what minutes he gets first. Mateta captain pick. The betting markets aren't as boisterous, shall we say, on the Palace attack. So yeah. Should we start Mark Gui? I probably would say put him first sub. Don't start him though. Is JOAO Pedro going to start? I think he'll either play 60 and come off early, or they leave him on the bench and see what the result is before making a decision on whether or not he's going to play. On a wild card, having Van der Ven, would you main goalkeeper be Pope or Vicario? I think I probably would stay away from the double Spurs, so probably Pope. PEDRO or Senesi to get in. I like Senesi. I think he just hits DEFCON 2 well and he's just very consistent, isn't he? So yeah, probably that. Anderson, Lacroix or Burn and Richards on the wild card. Anderson, Lacroix. Is Reinders a good Saar replacement? Yes, I think he's still a good Saar replacement. I know he's obviously ghosted the past 2 games, but I still think he's a pretty decent option. People asking about why JOAO Pedro is out. It is to do with Maresca's comments about the international schedule and obviously his players being, I can't remember the exact word he used, but yeah, the risks or something like that. I can't remember the exact phrase he used, but yeah. Wasn't too happy about his players going in. Let's just say that. By the way, guys, we're absolutely smashing it in terms of the likes. Do keep them coming in. If we could hit 250, would be amazing to see. Let's see as well if we can try and hit that 18k subscriber mark today. So if you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Massively appreciated as always. Gakpo or Eze on a free hit? Probably Gakpo. I think you back the team with a better projected goal numbers on the betting markets. Who to bench out of PEDRO, Senesi and JOAO Pedro? Probably for me right now, PEDRO. And then if JOAO Pedro doesn't play, you get obviously PEDRO in. Isn't Die to start? There is David Moyes came out yesterday in his press conference and said he's got a knock. Now a knock could mean a million different things. So if I got him, I'd probably start him, but just make sure my first sub is pretty good to go. Yeah, I don't think Caicedo is going to be benched. I did a space last night with Golden Goal, and I was like, yeah, I don't think he's going to be benched. I don't think it. Yeah, fatigue, injury risk on the South American players at Chelsea. That's pretty much what he said, and there's quite a lot of them that fit into that category. Do you think bench boost in double game week or bench boost early? Well, we get 2 bench boosts this year, so you're going to have to use the first one before we even get probably a sniff of double game week. So, yeah, single game week is going to have to be for the first one. Raya for Kelleher / Dubravka for a -4. Not worth a -4 in my opinion. Mateta, Gok and Ekatike, good front 3. Yep, I think you'll probably have to get rid of Ekatike, though, in the next 2 game weeks. So do just bear that in mind when making transfers. Senesi, Tosson, or Dewsbury Hall to start. I probably would go Senesi hits DEFCON. How is Mateta as a vice-captain? Not bad. I need 0.1 million to get Raya, who to downgrade, and then who to go out of Gabriel, Markgui, Goodmanson, and King. I mean, I guess you could maybe go Gabriel down to somebody else, but if you want that double Arsenal defence, like, you're probably a little bit just screwed there, aren't you? Too early for Palmer? Definitely. I definitely think it's too early for Palmer to play. I wouldn't go near him. If I've got him and I don't really want to take him out, then maybe just play him and make sure you got bench cover. So yeah, I'd go for that. Caicedo or Reinders? I play Reinders, more upside. Morning Tom, Senesi or Tarkowski. Oh, both are DEFCON beasts, you know. I'd maybe base it off whoever's got the better clean sheet odds, and I think it might be Bournemouth, so that is probably where I'd go on that one, the White Goldfish. We're going to do another set of team reviews in 2 minutes on Twitter, so if you have sent your team in to me, we'll have a quick scan through of those, and yeah, just keep the questions coming in. The chat is absolutely flying. The chat is cooking. Keep the subscriptions coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well. Like I said, let's see if we can try and hit that 18k mark in today's stream. It would be immense. It would be very, very good. Semenyo for Rodgers. I probably would give Rodgers another week. I personally would. Jonathan, thank you very much for the donation. He says, huge benching headache. Palmer, King, Elliott. Right, I would personally start Palmer, have Elliott as first sub, King as second sub. Like, I don't think Palmer's going to see any minutes. I personally don't. But you might as well play your most expensive asset. If he does it, he does it. And that's that. For people asking about JOAO Pedro, it is all pretty much a doubt around his minutes and his whether or not he's going to start. Like, he's not like out, like injured out. It's more Maresca made some comments yesterday around fatigue from the South American players and maybe missing out on the weekend's game. That is literally what he said. On a wild card with Salah, Gakpo, or Semenyo. I mean, you've got to go Salah if you're on a wild card, right? He's probably the best captain for this week. There's going to be people triple captain him as well. And if you look in the chat, people believe that Salah's going to score more points than Haaland. Like, you don't have to believe them, but it's one to maybe consider. I'm open to another poll suggestion as well. If you guys have got any, let me know, and we'll take a look at some of those. It has just gone past, so let's have a quick scan of Twitter and see what teams we've got and if anybody's sent any in for review. Yeah, we've got a few, so let's just quickly smash through these. On a wildcard this week, bench boost next week, got some spare cash to upgrade Ekatike to Isak and Munoz to Strand Larsen eventually. Just not sure whether Mbuemo or Madueke. I think there's a lot of question marks in this team that would worry me. Muniz, Elliott. If this is a wildcard team, Muniz and Elliott, Ekatike, like Gakpo. I think there's just like 4 or 5 players in here that might become terrible picks in a few weeks. So yeah, could be a dicey one. Wildcard thoughts, please. Planning to bench boost in game week 5. Yeah, looks good. Looks decent, not bad. 0.3 in the bank. Should I change anything? Looking to replace. I've moved Goodmanson up to first sub. And yeah, I mean, triple captain active on Salah. Big balls, big balls. I hope it works out, man. 1 free transfer and 1.7 in the bank. What would you do? Oh, dear, dear, dear. I take Saar out. Oh, my God. Dorgu won't even play, will he? Oh, yeah, I take Saar out. Who would I bring in? It might be a -4 job, this. It genuinely might be a -4 job. And you played your wild card in game week 3? Oh, no. Yeah, that's a -4 job written all over it. Saar out. Saar and probably Aina out to like a Senesi. And then you've got the money to decide where you want to go with that one. You've already got some Semenyo, so you could go Reinders, you could go Kieran Dewsbury Hall, you could go Vert, maybe. Yeah. Right, we've got 2 more. These will be our final 2 that we're going to do. Petrovic, De Cooper, Spence, Gahey, Salah, and Doy. Yeah, but I mean, the bench is a bit riddled, isn't it? Gokares cap ahead of Salah is an interesting one. But if you're fancying it, you're fancying it. I get it. Final one then. 1 free transfer, 4.2 million in the bank. What to do? Honest opinion? Roll. Do nothing. Sit on your hands with that team. The team is perfectly fine for this week. Genuinely, that team is perfectly fine. I don't think you need to do anything. What's happening with JP? A lot of people have questions on him. Obviously, the most owned player in the game. There are doubts around his minutes, with Maresca saying that all the players from the South American internationals are doubts for the weekend due to fatigue and jet lag and stuff like that. He played like 30 minutes against Bolivia on technically Wednesday morning, like early hours of the morning. So yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Like I said, we're trying to hit 18k today. Would be amazing if we could do that. Keep the likes coming in on the stream as well. Let's see if we can get to 250. Any poll suggestions as well, let me know and we'll get some more going as well. That's the final round of team reviews. We've done 3 throughout today's stream. So we did one at 7:30, 8 and 8:30. The final kind of blast here for me before all the big boys go live at 9 is just going to be quick fire questions, trying to help as many of you out as possible. Any news on Frimpong? Bradley's back as well, right? So I think they might put Bradley back in, but I know Frimpong is back, but I think they'll probably go with Bradley. Paqueta and Gokares, or Mateta and Semenyo. Ooh, both are great shouts. I think I probably prefer the Mateta option. Do I take a -4 hit for Larson to Mateta? Depends what the rest of the team looks like. Thoughts on Isak captain? Don't think he starts the game. Slot's comments were that they don't expect him to play 90 minutes for a while. Not had a pre-season. So yeah. Pino, I mean, again, it's just headed into the unknowns, isn't it? Could be good, could be bad. So I'd rather go for a Premier League proven player. Wood or Caicedo start 2 to bench? I'd bench Wood. I'd get my Caicedo 4-pointer. Gokares plus Alanga or Waltemada plus Eze for the free hit. Gokares plus Alanga. Sanchez and Van de Ven or Raya and Esteve already have a 4.5 million though. Probably go Raya and Esteve then if you think you've got that covered. Barnes or Otara or Paqueta. Probably prefer Paqueta out of the lot. Mateta worth a short-term punt, plan to wildcard. Yeah, I mean, if you're planning on wildcarding in 6, you get him out for the Liverpool fixture. You get West Ham and Sunderland as the next 2. Why not? A lot of people have asked me about Xavi Simons in today's stream. Personally, for me, I just don't see it yet. Like, I want to see him play. I think he could be a great option, though, with the set-piece share that he's got. He could be a very, very viable option. But for right now, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Should I start Mark Gui, have Pedro? I'd start Pedro. And like Mark Gui might start. He might just come off the bench for a 1-pointer though. That would be the only concern. Like he could start. He might not. I've seen in FPL Meerkat's predictions, he is predicted to start. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think Chris Wood is going to start. Again, another one that's going to be late back from international duties. If you look at last season, what happened, he was, I think, the early kickoff, and it was like he was 5 days out when he played that game to the early kickoff. This time it's been 4. So yeah, I personally don't think he starts. I don't think if I'm wildcarding, I don't think Ekitike makes the wildcard. Captain Haaland or Gokares are probably Haaland. Captain Gakpo or Ekitike, Gakpo. I think Ekitike definitely gets subbed at some point for Isak. I think Gakpo probably plays close to the full 90. Do keep your questions coming in. Do keep the subscriptions coming in as well, guys. Massively appreciate everybody. on today's stream. You've been absolute legends as always. Keep the likes coming in. Let's see if we can get to 250. We should be able to smash 250, guys. Come on. You can all hit that like button for me. Do I do Murillo to Munoz and then Ndai to Semenyo? I don't mind those moves. Benny, they're pretty decent moves. Pretty decent moves, mate. I don't mind them. I don't mind them, to say the least. We need a new poll. We need a new poll anyway. Get the suggestions in for the new poll. I'm open to ideas for a new poll. What should we go for? I think Simmons starts, but yeah. I mean, FOTMob isn't the most reliable source of truth. It isn't. It can get it wrong quite a lot of the time, can FOTMob. I think I'd have 2 Liverpool attackers on a wild card. I think, yeah, I'd probably have 2 Liverpool attackers on a wild card. Actually, we've got a great one. We've got an easy one. We've got an easy one, guys. You ready? Let me end this poll and let's get a new one going. Thank you for the donation. I'll get round to that once I've sorted the poll out. There we go. The poll is, will João Pedro play? It's a yes or no poll. Easy, simple. Let's have a look what that super chat was. Ekatike or Gyökeres, and why? I would prefer to pick up Gyökeres longer term because you've got a player that is realistically their only forward for the next few weeks. On penalties, there's a big fixture swing coming round in 7, and if he smashes it out of the park today, you might be able to get ahead, get some price rises in with him. Whereas Ekatike, I do just feel like it is a transfer that is going to be waiting for you further down the line. Gyökeres doesn't quite feel like that to me, in my opinion. So there you go. Again, thank you very much for the donation. We've had quite a few in today's stream, so really appreciate all those ones. 88% of you think João Pedro will play. Okay. Is Ndai a hold? I'm on a wild card. Again, we don't know how bad or severe that injury is going to be, so probably not. Do I risk keeping Ndai? I think if you're not on a wild card, yeah, just keep him. Just keep it. It's a knock. It could be this week. It could be more longer term. We need a little bit more information from David Moyes on that one. We need a little bit more information on that one from old Dave. From old Dave, we need a little bit more information. By the way, we are ridiculously close to 250 likes on today's stream. Keep those likes coming in. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Let's see if we can hit that 18k milestone. Would be amazing to see it. Should I upgrade Watkins to Isak when Isak starts? I don't think Isak's going to be a player that most of us are going to select, realistically. Caicedo first bench or starter, depends on the rest of your lineup, but he's a decent cookie just to have, isn't he? He'll probably pick up 4 points. Probably will. With Palmer, Pedro and Ndai out, free hit, want to see wild cards to see new signings first. Fair enough, yeah, maybe use that free hit then, but it's just one of those where there might be more optimal weeks to use a free hit. That's all I'm going to say. I've got a good draft with Salah and Haaland in. Is that good? Yep. If you're happy with it, then go for it. Morning, Tom. Benching headache. In defence, would you start Dorgu or Williams? And midfield, would you start Dango or Reinders? I go Reinders and I go Williams. I don't think Dorgu starts. Should I start Alanga? Yes. King and Lacroix versus Anderson and Gui. Both players have to start. Probably King and Lacroix. I'm very, very bullish on Lacroix. I'm very bullish on Lacroix. Very bullish on him. Salah and which Liverpool attackers on the wild card? Probably Gakpo, in my opinion. Or Ekatike, you can go with him for 2 weeks and then shift him to Gyökeres. Bench Elliot Anderson and Dye or Senesi. I mean, probably bench and Dye, if you think he's not going to play the game. Or start him and have Elliot Anderson come off the bench. Like that. King or Anderson, Fulham boys. Anderson hitting DEFCON. King's playing 60. He comes off 60, 70. They've just made some new signings as well. So maybe those subs might be a little bit more dangerous as well. JOAO, PEDRO and Wood might not play, so Caicedo. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, just put those other lads in. If not, then Caicedo you get off your bench for nothing. So you're not complaining at that. Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, I think realistically you've got to look what is King. King is just a 4.5. You shouldn't be reliant on King to play. You should just be like, King's there if we need him. Like, it's just one of those where like King can come on if I need him to come on. But I shouldn't be reliant on King. That's how I'd look at it. Play Cucurella versus Brentford. I play Virgil. If you've got Virgil like Burnley, the clean sheet numbers speak for themselves. Would you save the TC for a double game week? We're probably not going to get a double game week before game week 19, so no. Like, you're going to have to play it in a single game week. I feel it's just whatever single game week you feel is going to be good enough. Like, if you think Salah is going to be the man, then go for it. That's the one. By the way, we've got over 500 people in today's stream. Like, that is unreal. Genuinely unreal numbers. Might be one of the highest I think we've ever had at peak concurrence. So, yeah, 500 people in the stream. Wow. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very, very much. Massively appreciate that. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure as well you're... yeah, I'm just lost for words. 500 people in a stream. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. Let's see if we can try and get to 18k today. Do I avoid JOAO, PEDRO in a wild card? Yeah, I probably would. I think there's probably better forward options emerging as well, like Gokres, Haaland, Mateta, all probably higher up on my list of priorities on a wild card. What week is Salah gone, Tom, and when is he back? Probably 6, and maybe back about 8, 9. When is the best time to see TC? I think it's just so much like variance. You can do it whenever you want, really. Thank you, man. I appreciate that kind comment. Yeah, like if you just fancy a player that you know is probably going to play decent minutes, is against the bottom side, like for example Salah this week, it could be a good week. 6 could be a good week for Haaland. There are so many good weeks where you could do it. I'd start King. Aitner is out. Should I take a -4 and bring in Cucurella or play Ronaldo? I'll probably play him, yeah. I said, mate, I would probably start Williams and I probably would go with Reinders. Yeah. GAMEWEEK will probably be my first sub. Yeah, I probably will change my bench order a little bit. He probably will be my first sub. 270 likes in today's stream, by the way, now. 521 people watching as well is, yeah, mental numbers. Thank you very much, guys. Wow. Wow. Okay. Would you double up on Palace defence? I think, yeah, there's definitely a case where you could double up on Palace defence. They're pretty good. Lacroix and Munoz both have it as well. No worries, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that's been here today. Absolute legends as always. Yeah, again, like it has been very set piece heavy, hasn't it, for JP? It has been. Who's replacing Saw? Gakpo or Verts? I probably would prefer to go Gakpo. If one of the moderators could mute HV for spamming, yeah, I would. I'd do it. I think Walter Marder is a nice risk. I think he's a nice risk. Yeah. Bench Van de Ven or Senesi? Probably Van de Ven. Senesi hits Defcon. Munoz or Lacroix? Lacroix hits Defcon. I probably would go Lacroix. Munoz is exciting and the more interesting pick, but I think long term Lacroix is just going to tick along very, very nicely. Nope, didn't start with JOAO, PEDRO, and he's been diddling me every week, to be honest. Yeah, he's been diddling me every week. Walter Marder or Mateta? I think security-wise, Mateta. Walter Marder's the more fun pick, isn't he? Should I... would you start Wood or Juve? I feel like I'd still start Wood. Either plays or he doesn't see any minutes. It's one of those. Play Reinders or King. I'd play Reinders, easy. O'Brien or Cucurella. Wood or Harvey Barnes. Probably go Harvey Barnes for this week. Richards or Lacroix. I've got Isak in as a gut feel. Fair enough. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Like I said, we are trying to hit the big un today. We're trying to hit the big un. We're trying to hit the old 18k today. 555 people. By the way, I genuinely think this is the most viewed stream I've ever had. Like, live concurrent people. So yeah. Mental numbers. Keep the likes coming in. Let's see if we can get it to 300. Team ratings have been done. We did those at 7:30, 8 and 8:30. We did 3 slots of those as well. Do you think any of the South American players will play over Charleston Paqueta? Maybe not. Explain your logic with Bruno Fernandes. Penalties DEFCON and is the main creator. If you'd seen the Rob T FPL post earlier in the week as well, he basically averages like 6 points per game with DEFCON in this central midfield role. So why would I not pick a player that averages 6 a game for 9 million? Lacroix. There we go. Early bird definitely catches the worm, my friend. 100%. Wirtz is just staying in there. Like, it's just Liverpool. It is just Liverpool, man. Like, it's just one of those. He is a top quality player. I'm still keeping all my players. I'm not changing anything. We're rolling this week. Best Liverpool mid to add to Salah. Probably Gakpo, in my opinion. Yeah, Bruno, like, for me, just feels like a player who is just going to be a very steady Eddie at the start of this season. I wouldn't worry about him too much, guys. I genuinely wouldn't. Do keep those likes coming in. Like I said, guys, we're approaching 300 likes on today's stream. I don't know what the most ever liked stream is we've had. I think this is the most views we've ever had concurrently, which is great. We're on 17.9k, by the way, now, which is, yeah, unreal. So keep those subscriptions coming in as well. But let's have a look. What is the most viewed live I've ever had? Views. Oh, I don't. Is there a way I can filter it? Just let me know the most. I'll have a look in a bit. After the stream. Your streams are always great. Excited for the Champions League streams as well. Yes, Champions League content will be back as well. We will be doing a deadline stream as well on Tuesday, so make sure you're getting yourselves locked and loaded for that one. Yeah. Captain Ekitike and Vice Gokares, thoughts please. Not bad. I just think Ekitike maybe gets an early sub for Isak. I just do. Should I TC Doku? Definitely not. Bench Thiago or Anderson? I would play Thiago. I think he might be on the pens. 6 points for a 9 million is mediocre. Not like that's what he averages per game. 6 points per game is not bad for a 9 million. It equates to like 218, 220 points a season. You ain't kicking 220 points out of a team. Like it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. 220 points for a player. He's just going to be very good. Hopefully you get 18k today. I mean, I don't think so. I think we probably won't. Could we bring back the coin and ask if JOAO Pedro will start? Yeah, we can. Heads, he starts. Tails, he doesn't, okay? Heads, he starts. So, there we go. The coin has spoken. Haaland and Wirtz or Salah and JOAO Pedro on a free hit. I would rather have Salah than Haaland this week on the free hit. But I wouldn't go no JOAO Pedro. I'd rather have like Mateta or Gokares. Plenty of better other forwards. Boom. My wild card, Salah Haaland, has no Bruno, but Semeno, is that okay? Yep. I'm not going to be looking up anybody's team on Fantasy Football Hub. Like, literally, we're just going to answer quick fire questions for the bit. I have given you my 1 sub. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. We've hit over 300 likes as well on today's stream. Like, just unbelievable. Unbelievable today's stream. Like, yeah. Mental. Mental. Thank you very much, guys. Like, you're genuinely the best people in the world. Yeah. The coin has been on a stinky streak, hasn't it, this season? The coin has been on a very, 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 very stinky streak. What is my most popular viewed stream? It is the Game Week 1 one where we got 15k. How many likes did we get on that? 394. We absolutely smashed it with likes. We absolutely smashed it with likes. I don't think we're going to... What are we on for this one? 303. Yeah, we're not going to probably get the same amount of likes. But we are probably going to get the most concurrent views I've ever had. So, yeah. JOAO PEDRO hat-trick is written in the stars, isn't it, now? Yeah, it's written. It's written. Any transfers planned? Nope. We're going to be rolling. This is going to be the team heading into this week. This is what we're going to go with. All right? Take a -4 to change from Bremer and Wood to Semenyo and Watkins. Probably not. Bit of a snob now, says someone in the chat. Yeah, that's me, mate. I'm definitely a bit of a snob. Yeah, I've changed. The money's got to me. Numpty. What a numpty. I never forget when the coin said TC Salah, then we got a total of 9 points. Yeah. Bring back the coin. Do I use Vicario or replace him? Okay, heads you keep him, tails you don't. All right. It is heads. There you go, you keep him. Probably Gokares then, maybe, potentially. Someone said, why is he a snob? Yeah, I'd like to know why I'm all of a sudden a snob. The coin chose Mr. Rashford for me last season. I've not forgiven it yet. Yeah, the coin can be a bit of... I mean, it is just a 50-50. Use my free transfer from Buemo to Semenyo. Fair enough. Yep, makes sense. That means change Vicario. Yeah, if you got to do the opposite of the coin maybe this season. Does Frimpong play? I don't know, and I probably would say no, in my honest opinion. With no Palmer or Saka, but Haaland in your team, Bruno's a good pick. Yeah, while we've got Palmer and Saka out injured, there's no real point in, for me anyway, investing in what's it called? Him as an option. Like, there's no other reason anyway to go for it. Tom is cool. Thank you very much, man. I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit snobbish. Maybe when I drink my tea, I put my pinky up in the air. Yeah, does the coin decide Isak or Ekate's case start? Yeah. Heads, he does. Tails, he doesn't. All right. It is heads. There you go. Do you plan on switching Salah to Haaland? What game week if you do? It will be 6. It will either be on a free hit, it'll either be on a wild card, or it'll be with my free transfers. So yeah. There we go. There we go. Do keep the likes coming in. Let's see if we can maybe try and make this the most liked stream ever. I think the most liked stream is like 394. I don't think it's personally going to happen. We're on 313. Yeah. Love a cup of tea. Yeah. If you haven't already, try like a Piccadilly blend. Chef's kiss, honestly. It's unbelievable. Really, really good. I fancy a cuppa after this, to be fair. My throat's a little bit, after streaming for a bit. Liveramento or Chalobah? I would go Liveramento. Yep, everybody loves a tea. Like, it's the most British thing in the world, isn't it? Like, yeah, everybody loves a tea. Yeah, drinking a cup of tea with the lads over a pint any day of the week. Any day of the week, mate. You know what I mean? You got your fresh brew. You got some brekkie in front of you. Bosh. You're living good that day. Keep Bruno Fernandes or swap him with Gakpo or Grealish. I'd keep him. Mateta as captain. I mean, the Palace projected numbers on the betting markets aren't as good. They're not as good. So probably avoid. I've only had 2 teas this morning. Puts kettle on. How many sugars is acceptable in a tea? That's the big question for people. How many teas in a sugar is acceptable? Could you ask the coin if I get 60 points this game week? Hoping no. Okay. Heads is yes. Tails is no. All right. Tails is no. So yes. Yes, you are. There we go. tea toast with marmalade on is the way. Oh, I've not had marmalade in years. I like a crumpet as well. Nice buttery crumpet. Very, very good. Very good. I like a tea with a bit of crumpet. If replacement Mateta, Ekatike and JOAO is going to be Gokrez, who would it be? Probably JOAO Pedro. I have 2 sugars. Yeah, I think that's probably the max in it. I think if you're going above 2 sugars, like, you're entering, like, weirdo territory, really. I don't have sugar at home, but I have 2 when I'm anywhere else because it doesn't taste the same. Fair. 2.5. Oh, Andy's got a very sweet tooth. I mean, this completely chat has divulged from FPL, hasn't it? Yeah, I think 2's the max. I have 0. I like a nice bitter tea. Like I like it strong. But yeah, I think if you're going to put if you're entering 3, not for me, lads. Not for me. Sarta Semenya with 0.1 in the bank. Yeah. Must-haves on a wild card. Probably Salah for the next 2 weeks because he is the best captaincy option. Then I think you've got to be looking at DEFCON defenders. And then probably some Arsenal players as well with their good fixtures turning 7. Yeah, that's why I love my streams though. Like, we go from talking about FPL to talking about T. Yeah. What do you think the average score will be this week? I think it'll be quite high because a lot of people will be captaining Salah. And if Liverpool do well and Salah does well, I think it's going to be quite high. And I think there's quite a lot of favourable fixtures for people like Mateta, Liverpool. So yeah, I'm probably going to go, it's like going to be like 62 as the average for this week. Someone just called me a donkey in the chat. There we go. We've been called a snob and a donkey today. So there we go. And for calling me a donkey, I ain't going to answer your question. There we go. I think it's from like game week 18 to 22. No, maybe not. Maybe it might be 20 because you've got FA Cups those weeks. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, we're going to wrap up in a few minutes anyway, guys. We're going to go and let the big boys do their thing. And yeah, we'll let all the big boys. I've seen Harry's gone live. Yeah, all the big beasts are going live now. So we'll let them go and do their thing. We'll let them go and mop up all the views and the likes. Oh, apparently he didn't call me a donkey. All right, I'll let him off. I'll answer his question. Ekatike or Haaland or Gokrez. I would prefer to have Haaland or Gokrez, in my opinion. Yeah. Apologies, mate. Senesi or Lacroix for long term. I think both are great long term picks. Senesi probably gives you the better value for money, doesn't he? But yeah, all of them are great picks. Great picks. Yep. Thank you for everybody that has tuned in today. You'll be up with the big boys soon, growing exponentially. I hope so, man. I hope so one day. But I like where we are. The channel has grown massively over the past probably 12 months. It's got ridiculous. Like I was looking the other day, 28th of October, we hit 10k. Realistically, we could hit 20k by the next international break. So yeah, mental stuff. Snob Donkey. That is my new name now. Snob Donkey. All right, there it is. Top 3 player in the chat. Everyone started asking him questions, not you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had. What was the guy's name? Oh my god, it's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. But yeah, we had the guy who was like 5th in the world, weren't we? Yeah, he was like 5th in the world, and he was just like in the chat, and people were just asking him questions. They went, "Let's not ask Tom any questions anymore." Maybe we might get somebody else like that pop back up in the chat. I don't know. Yeah, I also probably think he maybe was Alex. That was the guy. Alex, yeah. Maybe he was pretending. Yeah, because he was there for a little bit, but then I've not seen him for a while now.
I've not seen Alex in the chat for a while. Maybe he just lost his head after doing so well. Oh yeah, little bit of early FPL. I think it's just golden, isn't it? Get yourself a nice brew. Start the day with a little bit of early FPL, and yeah, it's a good way to start the day, isn't it? It's a great way to start the day. You just can't beat it. You just can't beat it. We've had a mental stream today. I honestly can't lie to you guys. It has been probably one of the best streams we've ever had. It's up there. I'll have a look at the numbers when the stream finishes and stuff. But I think we're right up there for numbers. For like, yeah, subs wise, we've done great. I think we've hit maybe like 50, 100, and maybe like 160 subs today in the stream alone. Likes have been great, 332. Concurrent 550 might be the top we've ever had. So yeah, wild stuff. Coming up on the channel, there will be a video out tonight, my transfer targets, after of course all the games are finished, so that will go live about 10 o'clock tonight. Then we will have another video go out live tomorrow. Then we'll have Monday morning will be my UCL. What's my UCL one? My UCL team selection. Tuesday as well will be the UCL deadline stream as well. So if you do play UCL Fantasy, that of course is going to be kicking off very, very soon. Yeah, we're going to be doing it. Little Miss FPL. I'm glad we can provide some more like morning entertainment for you. That is what we're here for. Right, guys, we're going to wrap up. Thank you, like I said, for everybody in today's stream. When we have streams like this, it makes worth getting up at like 6:30 in the morning. Worth it for streams like today. So thank you very, very much. The moderators, you've been fantastic. Everybody that's liked, subscribed, asked the question, you're great. And we have a new name. I'm a snob donkey now. So there it is. The best of luck in game week 4. Hopefully we can get a big juicy green arrow. And let's pray that Watkins finally delivers. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you very shortly. And yeah, best of luck for this game week.